Hello, the purpose of this video is to give you a kind of brief introduction to graphing using Google Sheets. Now, if you've never used any kind of Excel or Google Sheets before, basically it is it's a free software that allows you to look and analyze data. And you could do it in a lot of interesting ways. So what we have here is this is your Graphing Motion Lab that you'll have on the computer. And you see that you have column just very similar to what we had in class, where you have a column of times up to 10 seconds and then a column of some displacements, and you see you have a column for velocity that's not filled in and acceleration is not filled in. The instructions are here, but what we need to do is we need to, just like we kind of did in class, we need to finish this column. Now, what I wanted to show you on here is that you can have Excel. I'm going to say Excel probably because this is the first spreadsheet software I ever used, Microsoft Excel. It's very similar. So if I say it, I'm talking about Google Sheets. The first, so yes, it's very good at calculating numbers, at messing with numbers. It's essentially just like a big calculator. But what's really cool is you can tell the computer how to calculate things. So for example, with velocity, we're actually going to tell Google Sheets how to calculate velocity, and then that will save us a lot of time because we can just fill it in. I think later you're going to have one, basically you're going to have some data where it's going to be, 300 pieces of data, right? And you don't want to have to sit there and punch it into a calculator or write it out and work it out on paper 300 times. So all you really have to do is do it once, and Google Sheets can figure out the rest. So the very first thing you want to do anytime you want the Google Sheets to calculate something is, so first of all, if I type into the cell, you'll see, okay, things are popping up there. I can type numbers or whatever. But the first thing you want to do is you want to put an equal sign. So when I put an equal sign, this is telling Google Sheets, and I'm about to tell it an equation. Now, I could type in something like, okay, let's say I know that it should be on top, the change in displacement, so the final displacement, which is right here. And again, we're going by 1 second intervals, so 1 second my displacement would be 2 minus the displacement on top is 0 divided by on the bottom, and I'm going to put that in parentheses so it doesn't, because again, it's going to do the order of operations. 1, because that's my time, minus my first time was 0. Now I could do this, and it should work. Let's see. And it gave us 2, which is the correct answer. The problem is that this isn't generic enough, because now, just thinks, okay, well, I guess you subtract some numbers. What we want to do is instead, we want to tell Google Sheets how to calculate this, but instead of using numbers, by telling it what cells to use. And a cell is just like, this is a cell, E3 would be this cell. This cell is A3, and so forth. So, again, I'm going to put the top in parentheses now too. I wanted to take the change in displacement. So my final displacement, which was here. But you're not going to put 2. Instead, you're going to put that cell number, which is B3. And you can see that once I put it in, see how it becomes colored, and it highlighted this, it knows that I'm talking about B3, so I know I've got that right. Minus, we want to subtract the first one. Now, I'll show you this too. Instead of typing cells in, you can actually click on cells. For example, like that. Divided by, I'm going to pause. Sorry, there's a lot of announcements. Okay, so on top we have B3 minus B2. Now on bottom we want the change in time. So again, we said earlier it was going to be this 1 minus 0. But again, I'm going to click those cells and you'll see that now it says A3 minus A2. Close my parentheses. And now when I hit enter, it should say 2 again. But the reason why this is better is because now I told Google Sheets kind of like how to calculate this. I said, hey, this is what I want to do. And I want to do it for the rest of these. So if I just had to type that in, you'd be like, well, why am I even doing it? It could be faster on a calculator because of this. All I've got to do is take this, drag it down. So sorry, maybe I went too fast there. You see this little corner. You can't drag here. Sometimes people drag here and mess up. You have to wait until it turns into a little crosshair on that square. Click, drag all the way down, and when you let go, it will have calculated all the velocities for you instantly. And that's pretty cool. So you can see that now I have the velocities. Now I'm not going to show you how to do the acceleration. You can do that one on your own, but it's the same idea. Okay, remember, use the equation. That's the fastest way to do it. The only other thing I want to show you is, so it'll say, and you'll copy and paste your acceleration. I think I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not. Okay. So you'll copy and paste your velocity and time data into the next sheet. So let me show you that. So here, and when I say sheet, I know you can't see my mouse, but it's down here at the bottom. Like right now, I'm on a sheet that says data, but I'm going to go to displacement versus time sheet. So when I get there, it looks like this. Now I want to copy the data that I had and paste it over here, but I got to be careful about how I do that. So with the times, I'm just going to I'm going to show you a shortcut is Control C, and then go over here. And underneath here, I'm just going to click Control V. And there's my times. But this is going to be different, the velocity. If I just try to copy and paste it, it's going to mess up. So what I have to do is this. So you copy it like normal, Control C. But when I go here, I'm going to click, and I'm going to hit, I actually need to, let's see if I can, okay, there. Edit, and it says Paste Special. Okay, now you want to really paste the values only. Okay, if you paste the formula, I think the formula is going to mess up because it's already set for the other sheet. So here, paste values only, and there we go. And so then to make your graph, you're going to highlight everything, and there's a button up here that says Insert Chart, and you can mess around with that. I think I'm going to end the video there because I wanted to be kind of short. I really just wanted to show you how to do the equation part. With the charts, you can mess around and figure it out. It's not too bad. You want to insert chart. I'll show you a little bit. Insert the chart, and you really want to do scatter, or you want to do like this. The only thing is, for some reason, okay, you go to chart types here. You need to use column A as labels. And then you should get this nice graph that looks like that. And of course, you will, when you go to customization, that's when you're going to put in your title, which you know what the title should be. You're going to put in your axes, labels, and so forth. So I am going to end the video there. And I do want to say that anytime you have questions about Google Sheets, I mean, you're more than welcome to ask me. But I tell you what, like, it's a Google product. So if you just Google it, it's going to give you some good results. Like, for example, I'll just show you real quick. More announcements. You gotta love it. All right. So, anyways, if you have any questions at all, Google is a great resource for its own products. You know, they take care of that. So, let's say I was like, how do I put a graph in Google Sheets? Okay. And look, I mean, it literally just comes up with its own little box that says, "Hey, here's how you do it." And then there's all kinds of resources. So again, if you have any questions about this stuff, you just look it up, and you should be able to find some good stuff. All right, that's it for now.